screw that guy. He's such an asshole. Talking trash and being mad disrespectful to a lot of people. And for what? And for no reason. And I guess he's just, very salty, upset in his feelings about his rap career, which is a very good example of, what we're going to be talking about today. And honestly, with his one-hit wonders and all that stuff and his career just flopping, you can honestly attest to, why, he is what he is, why he is how he is, in a sense. And I guess along the line of, him giving his input on, current events and, the industry, as if because again, I guess, his podcast somehow became popular. It's not as big as Joe Rogan's, but it's pretty popular. And, I've heard about it, but it's popular nonetheless. And before we begin, what is up, guys? It's your boy Jason, the Lone General himself, back with another video. And guys, today we're here to talk about the situation revolving around Joe Budden's podcast, especially that part where he fired two of his co-hosts, Mal and Rory. And let me tell you, this is very clean and cut and makes a lot of sense as to why, but it's a lot to get into. So let's just begin. And before you ask, I really don't like Joe Budden as a person. Honestly, he's a dickhead who don't care about anyone but himself. He's an egotistical person. Very egotistical. He has a huge ego with that huge big old head. But then again, that's weird when he claims these guys are his friends, but fires them? And if he did that to his friends, just imagine what he does to his acquaintances. And if you can hear it in my voice, if you can hear it in these vocals, I don't care for this guy. Honestly, this dude is making these weak-ass excuses as to why he fired both Mal and Rory. And before we continue, after the first little spat he had with so-called friends, this is the first time I'm originally hearing about his podcast. And I'm not being a hater, but he's sitting on his podcast talking about how you and your other yes man is agreeing and recognize that your podcast is a multi-million-dollar operation. Good. I'm glad we got that multi-million-dollar part into question, but you claim that you're multi-million-dollar operation. And I don't know how, when this is the biggest news coming out of your podcast. Now, he's talking out of his ass right now. And oh yeah, dipshit apparently fired his friends, his so-called friends, because they didn't care about podcasting. What the fuck? How are you acting hard but being petty by firing your friends all because they don't care about podcasting? That makes no fucking sense. That sounds like some bullshit, for real. It is. Govan Army, y'all are smart as hell. Y'all should know where I'm coming from. And if I'm running a so-called multi-million-dollar operation company or anything, and you're firing your inner circle, you're firing your friends, you're firing basically how the podcast works, I don't understand. What? Tell us, tell us what's up. Because it makes no sense how you're so-called a boss, but this isn't boss shit, this is some bullshit. With doing some more research about the broad news of both Mal and Rory and the whole firing, it seems as if money became the root of the problem. And as usual, it's always about money. And due to this case, that seems to be the deal. In response to the firing and to everyone explaining the whole situation as follows. Both Mal and Rory never wanted any equity or any ownership whatsoever in the JBP, the Joe Budden podcast, whatever the fuck you want to call it now, because it seems like it's done or whatever, I don't know. According to them, both had partner profit splits. Basically, that means in small terms that both Mal and Rory would receive split percentage in overall profits from sponsorship deals and revenue pulled in from the content of the podcast. They made it clear that Joe was receiving a majority of the profits, and they themselves never asked or even got upset about or even had a question in regards to the expenses or the accounts. Well, I guess that all changed. Now, before I get into my next tangent, I guess you can say they never really made it clear, but this is just personally what I believe. I do believe that, with him not wanting to show the books, not wanting to show the real accounting, that it must be that he must be taking a cut off top, a large cut off top. So again, guys, that's not what they're saying, but that's what I believe. And from with Joe Budden's reaction of them only asking for something as simple as that, since they are partners, contracted partners, a reaction out of that would be very questionable, and my belief would make a lot of sense. Basically, they were both saying, look, keep your toys, keep your podcast, keep your ownership. We just want proper splits, proper accounting, proper books, so that we know where the right money is going to, where the proper splits is being made. It seems like, for some reason, just talking about business gets Joe upset, especially to his partners, his friends. But then again, and for some reason, Joe denies them to see, where the money goes, or even the expense reports, because that's basically what they want, is to know where the money is going to, where it's coming from. They want to know where the money's coming from the podcast that they made. This isn't Joe Budden's podcast, that's his name, but they made the podcast. Of course that's his name, but they made it. He may have his flopped-ass rap career holding on by a thread and giving him somewhat of a name, but they, all three of them, Joe, Mal, and Rory, made it. They made it. It's funny. And oh my god, shady as shit. Dude even challenged them to audit him. Like, how? This guy is some boss. Like, this guy is really doing some boss ass shit. That's not doing any boss ass shit. You're challenging people to audit you? What type of shit is that? This dude is acting like a street dude, but no, you're acting like more or less of a fucking businessman, a shark, bro. Like, if anything, and I'm not from the streets, so please don't get me wrong, but from what I've gathered, from what I've known, again, not from the streets, but from what I've gathered, I thought you were supposed to take care of your boys. I thought you were supposed to look out for your homies, no matter what. Hey, it's fucking money, but hey, break them off a fucking piece. Give them what they're fucking worth, Joe. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, bro, you literally have the biggest fucking ego, man. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, honestly, a real man should let them see the fucking expense reports. It's not hurting you financially anyways. Just show them the fucking reports. Just show them where the fucking money goes. Personally, with a response to something as simple as showing someone their own money, I do believe that Joe could be stealing money off top. Or probably he was offended at the fact that in Joe's mind, they are ungrateful and acting like vultures, wanting to take his podcast and get more money. I don't know really, but personally, I do believe he's stealing. I really do believe he's stealing. And guys, sorry if the train in the background is loud, but I guess those are just my thoughts on the situation, and it seems like I put all my thoughts into one basket. But if you want me to be honest, it's money. It's money! And when you have too much of a good thing going on, when it starts, even when it flourishes, that's when money becomes into play. That's when money becomes an issue. That's when all bets are off. You better be a cutthroat in situations like this. You're going to lose if you don't fight for what you believe in, whether it's money or anything. While it's better to, play dirty, while it's fair to play good, it's better to play dirty, especially in the business world, and people get backdoored all the time. Joe Budden can tell you that. In this case, or rather in the case of Marlon and Rory, all they just wanted to know is where their money is going. That's it. That's all I see it as. And since they're all partners, since they're friends, you think Joe would, not have a big issue about this. You think he'd stop being a bitch, stop, telling us some bullshit, and just, show them the reports. Just show them the reports, Joe. It's not that big of an issue. But in a sense, I do blame Rory and Mal. They shouldn't have asked for anything. They're contracted as partners, so asking for anything shouldn't even really be a thing. They should demand where their money is going to, because it's their money. They're all contracted and agreed upon a certain amount of money in which they should receive. So it's their money. They just want to know where it's going to. And honestly, they really don't care. They just want to know where the money's going to, Joe. But that's just my thoughts, guys. That's just my thoughts, and it seems like Joe made this podcast more about, money and the podcast itself than his actual friends. That's basically what it is. But guys, it's a business. That's all it is, and that's what it is, and it's all about money. But guys, like I said, I'm going to have to end the video here. If you like the video, if you're new, or if you are part of the Go-Van Army, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and repeat. Like, subscribe, and repeat. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. Links in the description will be down below. Tap that naughty bell for my uploads I do every Fridays or the weekends. In this case, I'm doing it in the middle of the week. I've been busy with work this past weekend. So, guys, like I said, when it comes down to business, you got to be cutthroat. Otherwise, you're not really fighting, you're just taking. But anyway, guys, that's my whole opinion on the matter. These are not just my facts, these are not just my opinions, these are my general thoughts. And this has been your boy Jason, the Lone General himself, signing out. Peace.